Good morning or good afternoon, everybody, wherever you may be. My name is Daniel Conley, and I'm talking a little bit about the marine sciences scheme in our school. I'm taking the strategy of listing the courses straight up. So we have three different programs in our group. Ocean Exploration and Surveying, which is about the skills and theory behind making bathymetric surveys and doing all kinds of hydrographic surveying in the ocean. We have a module in ocean science and marine conservation, which is about marine conservation, preserving the marine environment, but giving practitioners a good, strong background in the in how the ocean and the marine environment operates. And then we have an oceanography and coastal processes, which is close to a traditional oceanography degree that you can have, although it takes advantage of Plymouth's long prowess in coastal process resources. And I put these up not just because it's important to know what courses you have, but I think this represents one of the strengths of our programs. We find that young 18-year-olds coming into university often don't even know that ocean science is something that you can study. And if they do know it's something you can study, they have no idea what flavor they want to do about it. So one way or another, they find one of these topics that they're going to choose and enroll in, and they go ahead and start the program. But because the basic information that's necessary to study all these flavors is more or less the same, students have the freedom till almost halfway through their second year that they can jump from one program to the other. So this is actually this is definitely a benefit and something that a lot of our students take advantage of. They come in thinking that they're interested in one topic, and then after spending a year studying, they go, actually, that other thing is really cool. I didn't even know it was possible. So so that is, I feel, one of the strengths of our program, and that's why I bring it up. So how do students learn in this classroom? Well, I suppose this is like most other universities. We have lectures, workshops, field and laboratory practicals, projects, highly varied, and we have personal tutoring. But this picture here is a photo from our ship, the Falcon Spirits, one of our three larger ships, boats in our fleet. And doing field work has always been part of the ethos of marine sciences at Plymouth. It's something we've always done, and we've done fairly well, but things have gotten better with time. Typically, you will find every ocean science program tells you that they do field work, and most of them have access to a boat. But it's usually something that students may see once during their entire career. Where in our program, it's much more typical that students are out on the boat at least once a semester. So it really is something that students see on a regular basis and get very close, hands-up experience on. And to give some sort of evidence for that, I'll just show some activities here that most, if not all, students will undergo while they're students on our program. So in the top left picture, we've got we're photos measuring currents in the Tamar River, and that's something all students will be involved with. We have some terrestrial-based field work looking at catchments that dump into the sea. And the students are taking measurements in the freshwater bodies up there, and that's something all of our students do. Here's a picture of students out on the taking oceanographic measurements out at the Eddystone Lighthouse. Now that's a particular activity that volunteer students get involved with some of our partner institutions, but that type of measurement all students will do at least once, if not a couple times, during their career here. Here's a photo of taking preparation for fieldwork, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, so I'll leave that behind. But measuring plankton, constructing gabions. Okay, so and surveying beaches, some of the typical activities that students have done in the past, and we will continue to do in our current programs. I do want to throw up this slide. People have started mentioning it, but it is really, it shows how much the university focuses on marine sciences and how much it invests in it. So that really provides a rich environment for any students that come to study marine sciences. On the left is our marine building, which is a $20 million pound investment, opened in 2012. On the right is the marine station, which was practically a £5 million investment, opened in 2015. The marine building holds our several large-scale tank testing facilities, and the photo you're seeing right now is our biggest ocean basin testing, which is used for a lot of commercial and research purposes, at the university. And then Falcon Spirit is shown here on the bottom right. That is probably our flagship vessel for research and teaching, but really a lot of its life, a very high portion of its life is involved in teaching. And Falcon Spirit is one of 3 vessels of which are coded to go up to 60 nautical miles offshore, and which carry a cohort of 12 students under normal times. Okay, so one thing that we have done, we made a focus in recent years, is actually developing the transferable skills that students get on our program. So we've always given them experience in field work, but now we're strengthening it. We're really giving them something that they can carry out into the world and show that they've got employability skills. So we give our students a lot more hands-on experience. It's no longer a case of them standing in the corner, watching technicians lower instruments off to the side, pull it back up, and then being shown what the instructors have analyzed from the data anymore. We've really got an ethos now of getting students directly involved with controlling, deploying, recovering, removing data, and analyzing it. So you see a couple examples of them doing that here. I like to show this picture. That's one of our lecturers, Phil. No, actually, it's not one of our lecturers. It's one of the students underneath an ADCP, which is an instrument we use for measuring currents in the ocean. And they're actually bolting the instrument into the mounting device that will be later deployed and that is a part of a package, and this kind of shows our how we've redesigned our courses to make it to give students these fundamental skills. We've taken advantage of the marine building, and students on their at the end of their second year will spend actually a month down at the marine station, where they will be learning how to operate instruments. They will be planning on how to use those instruments to answer specific research questions. They will prepare the instruments. They will take them out on our vessels, deploy them, leave them in the ocean, in the sea for a few days, go back out, recover them, analyze the samples in the wet labs, take the data up into the dry labs and use the computer banks to do the data analysis, prepare posters, and finish up this month-long experience with a poster session open to the public. So that when our students leave our program now, they're much more prepared, much more capable of melding right into the kind of tasks that are available, that are open to them in the industry. Let's see. We have taken on the ethos of taking a residential field course. So typically students have spent that month learning how to do field work at the end of their second year, and then we start off the third year with a residential field course. These are some photos from a residential field course in South Africa. We offer a trip to South Africa. We offer a trip to the Bahamas, and we offer a trip a no-cost, so in these trips, the students have to pay for their transportation, but we offer a no-cost version to the Isles of Scilly, which is a beautiful set of islands just off the west of Cornwall. And it feels a little bit like you're in the Bahamas, you're in South Africa, but it's right off of our doorstep. And in each case, it's very much a student-led research project, very intense, very quick, a great experience, and really gives our students a lot of confidence with the skills they've already learned in the previous years. Okay, some of my colleagues have mentioned this already. As part of our program, degree programs, students can get their HSE professional scuba qualifications. The HSE course itself is actually not part of the academic program. It's typically done in the summer between their first and second years. Students pay a little bit, students do pay extra for the course, but it is a professional certification. It's far less expensive through the university than it is by anybody else, and far more intensive. Really one of the few ways that students can get the HSE qualifications while learning how to do research diving as opposed to industrial diving. They do have the industrial qualifications and can go off and work in that field if they desire so. Having taken this course during the summer, students then are able to take an academic course in the first semester of their second year, which teaches them further and further underwater diving research techniques. So that becomes an academic course at that point. Other people mention this, but I think it's just worth throwing it up. Students who come to Plymouth to study marine sciences are coming to a fabulous institution which has a long history and fair amount of renown in several different fields. But it's not when they're in Plymouth. It's not just it's not just about the university. This is the home of the Marine Biological Association, Plymouth Marine Laboratory, the diving research center, and SAFOS, and several other institutions that form the core of marine sciences, which makes Plymouth one of the world's centers in world concentrations on marine sciences and marine exploration. Okay, and I'm speaking too fast as usual. The last thing I think I will bring up here is that I've spent most of my time, I've spent all my time up till now talking about undergraduate programs, but we do also offer the opportunity for people to come and get some of this field, some of these very same experiences, the same kind of training ethos in a master's program. So we offer an MSc and an MRes, student's choice, in applied marine sciences, which is more sort of all flavors of marine science. We do offer a master's program in hydrography, which is very popular for students who are looking for strong employability degrees. We do offer, the world's first MSc in marine renewable energy, but next year that program will be changing its name to offshore renewable energy. That's all about learning about the ocean so that you are prepared to be involved in the growing, exploding realm of offshore renewable energy development. And we offer a very popular and very well-designed master's program in marine conservation.